It's easy to spot beauty in Portland, Maine. Find a perch, the skyline, and sunset, and just add water. But on the ground, with wind whipping downtown, beauty comes as a cloak of art in a place most don't think to look.
It's not just a structure, it's not just glass and steel, a mini museum. That's how I look at it. Lights, camera, action.
Long after the sun sets, Ebenezer Akapo creates art. He designs tumblers with Maine landmarks. He crafts earrings featuring symbols of his native Ghana. Those symbols now adorn a bus stop.
Before this contest, had you thought at all about bus stops in Portland?
No.
Akapo doesn't take the bus, so he hadn't thought about it. The same can be said for so many people in so many places. But buses serve millions every day, and bus stops, when done right, bring dignity.
It's like the low 40s and windy.
Christian Milneal works for Streets Blog USA.
At least it's not raining, right?
They just ran a bracket-style tournament for America's best bus stop. Akapo's stop won.
Transit agencies are often underfunded. There aren't a lot of resources to do well-designed bus stops. They deserve the kind of consideration that car drivers kind of take for granted.
When I was in school and we had to look at a painting, and I'm hoping that the bus shelter that I created will have the same impact. So by the time you try to figure it out, the bus is already there.
Akapo laughs. He's not far off. Researchers in Minnesota asked bus riders how long they thought they waited at stops region-wide. At stops with a bench, shelter, and real-time info, riders often guessed right. At stops with none of that, they often thought they'd waited twice or 3 times as long as they actually had. Even just a bench made a big difference.
For riders, the most important things are things that are included in the Boston bus stop.
The next 22 bus to Ruggles arrives in 4 minutes.
This bus stop at Columbus Ave and Walnut Ave on the T in Boston was voted second best.
A shelter to wait under if it gets rainy, real-time information about if your bus is running late.
But this stop cost $500,000. Akapo's art cost thousands because most cities don't have Boston's budget. They have Portland's.
As a canvas for public art.
Dinah Minot runs Creative Portland. She partnered with the city to commission 4 pieces of art over already existing shelters.
To increase ridership, but also to reduce the stigma of riding a bus.
What's the stigma of riding a bus?
That you don't have a car, so you have no other way to get around.
Around Portland today, some stops consist of a single signpost. Some are placed across multi-lane roads with nowhere close to cross the street. But a little shelter, a little seating, a little art, that brings dignity. And yes, even beauty. Beauty that works with the sunsets and skylines to build community.
It's like creating a collage or creating a quilt. And this happens to be that little badge that you put on the quilt, forming the fabric of Maine.
In Portland, Maine, I'm Matt Pearl.